The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone and welcome to the One Thing webinar. I hope you're all well today. If I can just check that you can hear me, if I can ask you to raise your hand in the GoToWebinar taskbar, just check that you can hear me. If you could do that, I'd be grateful. Thank you, Ashish. Anyone else? Just check that you're all getting me. Andy Brown, thank you very much. Thank you all. Welcome and let's get started. So today's webinar, I've decided to keep it short so that you've got time to go out and do other things on this nice warm day. Certainly it's warm where I am. If you have any questions at all, please use the GoToWebinar question bar and I will answer them all. So fire anything in there, whether it's related to today's webinar, anything marketing related, you've got me live and online. So I'd say use the opportunity. If anything's challenging you or questioning you, you want me to look at your website, type in your website URL, ask me what your question is, and at the end of the webinar, I will go there and I will have a look for you and help you. That's what I'm here to do. So the purpose of today's webinar is to tell you what this one thing is. And it's the one thing since I've been marketing law firms since about 1990. It's the one thing that's always been vitally important. But I've realised as I've gone on that whatever marketing you do, whatever new tactics you add to your business, if you haven't got this right in the first place, everything is less effective, gets worse results, and costs you more money. So it seems sensible to me that it's one area that you should concentrate on. Sadly, though, for a lot of people, they don't find it particularly interesting. So they think, well, I'll skip that step and I'll just spend some money on marketing, and then they don't get any results. And then they think, well, that's annoying. Marketing obviously doesn't work. It's the marketing's fault, not mine. Off they go. It's never the marketing's fault. If you have this one thing right, you do marketing in the right places to the right audience, you will get results. So I'm here to tell you what that one thing is. Very briefly about me, you probably know me if you've been on my email list for a while. I do this for a living. I do this full time. I don't do anything else. I try test everything. Everything I tell you is because I've used it. I've implemented it in tens of dozens or even hundreds of law firms, and it's worked, and I share it with you because I want to make your life easier. I see too many solicitors either wanting to double or treble their turnover and not knowing where to start, not knowing what they're going to do to get there. And I just want to say, that's what I'm here for. You get me on these free snippets, you get my emails, but you're also able to ask me questions and to just take away the cloudiness that surrounds law firm marketing and just let me give you some clarity and tell you exactly what you need to do. It doesn't have to be hard. So why would you do this? Well, as I said, if you do it, it makes all of your marketing more effective. And I mean all of your marketing. Every penny you spend on marketing will get you better results. Perhaps more exciting and more importantly than that, it costs you nothing to do this. It's a process you go through, and at the end of it, and I'm going to show you exactly what that process is, and I normally reserve that for my Marketing for Solicitors members, but this is so crucial. I thought I wanted to give some advance giving and share it with you all and hope that you can use it and get results from it. And then when you've seen that I know what I'm doing, you might at some point in the future ask me for help. That's what I'm here for. So as I say, it's easy to do, costs nothing, and it gets you more clients and it gets you lots of them. And I'll show you what it is and how to do it. Why do you need to do this? Well, you're probably like me in that you think solicitors will do the best job for their clients over and above anybody else. And the two types of people I put on the screen now, will writers, claims companies, tend to show you that obviously that's not always what the public think, because if it was, there would be no will writers and there would certainly be no claims companies. And I know from reading the Gazette website enough times that solicitors get very frustrated that these types of people unregulated, not paying the insurance premiums you're paying, are doing this type of service. So why do they exist? What do they do that means they get business which otherwise would come to you? And the key thing that they understand is they know how to create a compelling reason to choose their business. They know how to sell their service and how to explain to the public why someone should use their service over and above a solicitor's. And obviously they're effective at this, or there would be no need for them. They would not exist. Solicitors would still be doing all the real writing. Solicitors will all be handling the personal injury claims without any claims companies in existence. So the fact that they exist shows you that it is vital that you get your message right. And as I say, I'm going to show you the process that you use to go through this. And it's quite straightforward, but don't let the simplicity of it put you off the fact that it's very, very effective. So when you're looking at creating your compelling sales message, your message that will make people pick up the phone and get in touch with you, you've always got to start from the position of clients first. What is it that your clients want? What position are they in at the time they're looking for a solicitor, and how are you going to show them that you're the right firm for them? And so often, sadly, solicitors get this wrong. And I started searching long and hard to find some examples of this, but I was able to land on my doorstep, and actually from the desk I am standing at in the middle of Nailsea Town Centre. I am looking at this firm's hugely outdated signage with their blinds shut against their windows. They're above Waitrose in my town centre. And I went to their website last after I couldn't quite find a good example. And then I thought, who's the one I'd probably say would give me this in my town? And I'm looking at them, and here's their website. So it probably should make you feel good about yourself. So Bradford and Company is a small Bristol-based firm established in 1991 with offices in Nailsea and Bedminster, a member of the Law Society of Partners Paul and mine, 40, blah, blah, blah. All about us, all about us, all about us. And look, there's the picture I'm looking at. Isn't that a delightful picture? That's Nailsea is a lovely place, got fantastic schools, surrounded by greenery, 8 miles from the centre of Bristol. And yet in the 1970s, some town councillor was clearly offered a bung to allow them to put up this hideous shopping centre, which has everything you need in it, but it just looks like it's landed from 1970s outer space. It's very depressing. So an example of what we're talking about, this is not getting the message right, because there's nothing about the client on here. It is all about them. It's certainly not putting clients first. Another example, and again, I've gone local with this one. These are a firm just up the road. I can't see them from my office, but this message, and this is from my Advertising Success Secrets toolkit, but the message is rather strange in that it says experienced solicitors on your doorstep. I'm never sure whether that's a threat or an offer of a benefit, but I don't know, the idea of having experienced solicitors on my doorstep, opening a door and finding them there, does not appeal to me. And likewise, the fact that their logo is at the top and there's no message, there's no benefit for me saying what I'm going to get from this, means that they have clearly got their message wrong. And when I say to you, why bother doing this? Because if they got their message right, every time they put this ad in the paper, and they've done it by and large for the whole of the 16 years that I've lived in Nailsea, the same ad, they would actually get results. Whereas what I know happens is they say, well, we've always done it, we'll just keep doing it, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, we don't know, which is just the worst form of marketing. You've got to know if your marketing works. If you spend £10, you want to make sure it puts £50 back in your bank account. And so that won't do that, because the solicitors on your doorstep, there's no benefit to me as a client. They have not put the clients first, and so it won't work. So how do we go about making sure a client understands why on earth they should choose you to be their lawyer for the need they have right now? What do you have to say to make people realize that you really are the ideal solicitor for them? And this starts with you thinking about what it is that makes you special and what it is that makes you different. And whenever I have someone come to see me on a steady stream of new clients meeting in my offices, I always get them to do a little bit of homework first, and it's the only thing they have to do on the day, because for the rest of the 3 hours, I just ask questions, prepare a report, tell them exactly what they've got to do to get all the clients that they need. But before they come to see me, they've got to fill in this very short form, which I'm going to show you now. They've got to say what it is that makes that firm special. And I don't ask them to come up with 2 or 3 reasons. I don't ask them to come up with 5 or 10. I ask them to come up with between 20 to 50 reasons why someone should choose their firm over and above the competitors next door or down the road. And sometimes they feel a bit hard done by that this is going to be difficult, but I do give them some help, and I can show you the help I give them. But if you can't come up with that many reasons why someone should choose you or your firm over above your competitors, then why should a client choose you? If I sit down with any solicitor, at first they might go, well, I don't know, we do the same sort of service, but I know that when I start asking questions, I will find at least 20 reasons why that firm should be chosen over and above the competition, over and above will writers or claims companies or ABC & Co or Smithers Jones down the road. So the first thing you do is list these reasons. You get a blank piece of paper and you just list all of the reasons why your firm should be chosen over above your competition. This is really crucial. And when you get stuck, you then look at my help sheet, and only after you've got stuck do you look at my help sheet and you use these questions, say, okay, have I covered all of these off? Have I answered these potential, reasons why someone will choose me? Have I gone through the details, and can I answer all of this stuff? So you use this after, and if you want to see this after the event, just ping me an email and I'll send you these questions so I can jog your memory. So you use them, and then once you've got them, what you'll have come up with are features, i.e. we were formed in 1832, just like the lovely Bradford & Co were formed in 1991. You were formed in 1832. So you put all of these reasons you came up with down the left-hand side. And what you've got to do is turn these into benefits to your clients and actually say, well, okay, that matters to us. We're formed in 1832, but what does it mean to the client? What benefit is it for the client? What's in it for them? What are they going to get from this? And so you list all of your 20 points, 30 points, 40 points, 50 points of reasons why people should choose you on the left. In the middle, you then use the term, this means that. So we've formed anything, this means that. You've got all the experience you need to get your matter concluded as swiftly as possible. You might put in there, you might have also, we're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Well, okay, what does that mean? This means you can see us at a time that's convenient for you. You might say we do home visits. This means we will come out and see you at a time that suits you to make your life easier. We will make the whole process of using a solicitor easier. You might say we specialize in this niche area of law. What's that going to get me as a client? It means that you've come across my situation before, you've faced this challenge, you've overcome it, you've got results, you've settled the matter or concluded it as quickly as possible for as little cost. So all of those benefits as a client would jump off the page at me of whatever marketing you're doing and say, wow, these guys really get me. They are talking to me. And with any marketing, that's what you're looking to do. You're looking to talk to your ideal clients and tell them exactly what it is you will do for them to make their life easier. So for me, I'm looking to say, I work with solicitors that are keen to double or treble their turnover. I'll put in place automated marketing systems that will get them new clients. This means they can focus on running their business while I focus on putting in place systems that get them more and more clients to make them more successful and more profitable. So I know that that's my benefit to clients. And I've got clients that have doubled and are in the process of trebling turnover. But you've got to go through this process to get to that point for you. So you list the 20 features on the left, you've used the conversion term in the middle. This means that you turn it into benefits to your client. And you do this for every one of your 20 plus points. And once you've done that, what you've got to do is step back, probably leave a little bit of time. And obviously I'm trying to keep this 30 minutes today, so I'm not going to do this live with you, but I am giving you the outline. So you then step back, look at them, and then look at them from a client's eyes and think, which of these will really jump off the page at the client? Which of these will make the client think, wow, that's the firm for me, that's the firm I want? And you put them into your list of top 5 benefits, the top 5 reasons why someone as a client would choose you over and above your competition. And these are really important things to do. And if I give you an example of why that might be, if one of the reasons you put down here is we will never pay a referral fee to an estate agent, and which means that we are completely independent. We give you the best advice possible. Or you might have said in the past, we will never take any of your compensation for a personal injury claim. It would have stopped you making the decision perhaps to join the accident group or Claims Direct. It would have stopped solicitors getting into that situation where suddenly clients' compensation was disappearing to practically zero. And it would have stopped bad decisions being made. And it's the same with any of your marketing. If you really understand what your message is and what, not like an 1980s mission statement, which were much maligned, but actually which had some benefit to them. But if you really get what it is that you are good at and why people should choose you, you stop making a lot of mistakes which cost you a lot of money and may cost you a lot of reputation. So not only will this make all of your marketing more effective, but it will make you make the right decisions about what type of marketing is going to work for you. So you might not pay estate agent referral fees, you might not take claims from a claims director or another claims company, you might not advertise in a certain publication because you say, well, that doesn't meet our ethics or our ideas of what we're trying to do, and it might offend clients, and that's not one of our top 5 benefits, so we won't do it. So there's all sorts of hidden benefits as to why this is such a good thing to do. which is why, as I say, it's a vital thing for you to go through and to work through. Once you've narrowed this down to your top 5 benefits, the 5 biggest reasons why you are the right firm for your clients, you've then got to check that actually it resonates with your clients. So you'll have some clients that have used you once, twice, 3 times. You'll have some clients that at the moment are using you and they're loving your service and they're telling you what a great job you're doing, and you think they think you're fantastic. Now's the time to run this past your happy clients and ask them what they think about this, and is there anything they think is missing from the list of reasons why you are the right firm for them, and reasons why you should they should choose you over and above your competition, because you don't want to come up with a message that actually doesn't resonate with your perfect client. So we're not, if you do conveyancing and you're trying to sell higher price conveyancing, then run these statements past your higher price conveyancing clients that are happy with the service and say, are these the things that really made you interested in choosing us to help you with your conveyancing transaction? Did these jump off the page and make you go, yes, that's why we liked you? And you might find at this point that your clients actually come up with some other things, some other suggestions which you hadn't thought of. And if they do, you definitely want to add those in, because if your perfect clients already chose you for that reason, then it means that the other clients just like them would find that reason attractive, and it needs to be one of your top 5 reasons. So you end up with a revised top 5, and you run that through, and once you've agreed it, you need to make sure that your staff are on board with it. If you've got fee earners, you need to make sure they understand this is what your key selling benefits are, and whenever they're talking to a client, make sure that those benefits are woven into the conversation with the client, and the client understands why they're going to choose you and what they're going to get from you that's going to make the service with you so much better. And when you've done that, the most important thing is that you roll out those changes to all of your copy, because if at the moment your website looks more like Bradford & Co. and just talks about you, your firm, and how long you've been formed, but suddenly you realize that there's some important messages that you haven't put on your website, you need to go back and change that. And that applies to your website, your advertisement, your brochures, your posters, any radio advertising you do, any leaflet drops you do, anything advertising on your office windows, on your A board, because once you've got this message, getting it out there and changing it will make all of your marketing more effective, as I said. It will get you much, much better results. So this someone's already asked the question, well, really, does it make a difference, Nick? Is this going to change anything? I've had people go through this process, and as I say, it's not sexy, it's not exciting, and it doesn't cost you money. So sometimes solicitors go, it can't be that good because I'm not paying for it, so therefore it won't be any good. But there's nothing further from the truth. If you don't do this, you'll never know. But if you do go through this process and you suddenly start to weave in these benefits in your content on your website and your advertisements, you will get results. I've had clients literally go through this process and turn websites which had traffic, had visitors to them every day, but didn't make the phone ring, make these changes on them and start getting phone calls every single day just by changing the content, just by changing the words on the page. They showed the clients that they were the type of firm they were looking for, and they then picked up the phone. And I know with solicitors, in most cases, once they get past the initial phone call, because often that's a massive problem area, and it's one I'm going to cover in a future webinar next month, so look out for that. That once they get past the phone call, if they get on the phone with the solicitor, then I know that you'll then be able to convey the benefits of your service much better than the web page can or the advertisement. But if you don't get the words right on your web page, or you don't get the words right in your advertisements or on your radio ad, you won't make the phone ring. And if you don't make the phone ring, you've got absolutely no chance of turning that client, that visitor or that potential client into a client. So getting the message right and getting it out there is absolutely vital to make your phone ring. So if you go from this webinar, look at your materials and say, have I really got the benefits of our service in any of our materials? If you haven't, change that and you will get results. I'll say I'm going to take questions, so please start firing your questions. If you have any more questions, fire them into the questions box on GoToWebinar. But today, as I say, I wanted to keep it short because I realize you're all busy. But if you want a more detailed step-by-step process and you want to see the actual blueprint from which this comes from, there you go, the Marketing for Solicitors blueprint number 1. This is available to you as soon as you join Marketing for Solicitors. You get a hard copy in the post. and you get the detailed explanation of what you've got to do. You get that help chart there, features benefits table. You also get a website copywriting template and a networking guide to help you sell your services when you're out and about, and get a succinct message that explains why I should choose you over and above anyone else, and that website copywriting template, plus hordes of other stuff online, and you get access to me to answer questions and all sorts of help from me. Join that on a completely risk-free 30-day trial. Everything I sell is risk-free because I want you to try it, and if you find it works, you'll stay, I know. If you find it doesn't, you email me, I'll give you your money back. I'm very easy to get hold of. I always give you my contact details. The point is, I want to work with solicitors that are keen to grow their businesses and that are action takers and will get on and do something. So if you are a solicitor that's keen to grow your business, you're an action taker, you're committed to getting results, I know I can help you. And the cheapest and easiest way to do that, £50 a month, is to try Marketing for Solicitors. If you haven't already, try it, use it, test it. And I say if you haven't already, because I know that there's some Marketing for Solicitors members on the call. So they, even though they paid for this in advance, they still want to hear it again, because often it's hearing the message and hearing it in different ways that makes people go, now I get it. Now I know what I need to do with that. So you get online access to the Blueprint issue 1. There's another 14 Blueprint issues, and then there's about another 30 issues, a monthly newsletter on there, which gives you up-to-date marketing tactics. There's the most important thing probably, which isn't mentioned on there, is the website lead generation system, which is a series of 4 training webinars which shows you exactly how to change your website to turn it into a client generating website, one that makes your telephone ring and brings you more inquiries for your services. And there's also advice in there about how you turn more inquiries into clients, which costs you nothing. And that's going to be Blueprint issue 2, which will be coming out later in June or very early July. So that will go into detail of how you turn every new telephone call to practice into a new client. So as I say, you can try that. I'll put the link in the chat box for you. But if you want to have a look, you can do. And if you see the chat box there, if I can get it to pop out. That link is now in the chat box. Do you have any questions for me? Because I would love to answer them. As I say, you've got this opportunity. You've got me on the phone now. You've got me on the webinar. I'm here live. Ask me any questions you like about marketing. If you want me to look at your website and give you an instant critique, focusing on what you can do to improve it as opposed to what's wrong with it, then I will happily do that. So type in your website and I'll go and have a look at that. Or I'm happy to end the webinar early. I told you I didn't want to keep you there too long. Let me just see, I've got one more question. I'm going to sign up now. When will it start? How will it work? Well, if you sign up for Marketing for Solicitors, by the end of the day, you'll have your private zone login. So you'll be able to go to Samson Consulting website. And if I go back here, you go to the Marketing for Solicitors login page, which is always highlighted there. You click on that, you'll enter your login and password, and then you get access to absolutely everything in there. So as I say, that's the Blueprint issues, that's the website lead generation training videos, there's 4 of them there, resources referred to in each of those, so you can do everything you need to do to get your website working for you. All of the Blueprint issues, 16 of them in total, covering all of the key things that you need to do to get more clients for your practice. And then, as I say, the monthly ones, there's some training videos in there showing you how to set up a email marketing newsletter, how to set up the software, which costs £10–15 a month, how to write the content for it, how to keep in touch with your clients. So it's everything you need to get more clients. And I also tell you there's a quick start plan showing you which are the best types of marketing to do. I haven't got any more questions, so I'm going to wrap shortly. So if you have anything that you're down to ask me, and bear in mind that I'll keep it anonymous if you like, so don't feel embarrassed about it. If you're thinking that there's probably another 10 solicitors on the webinar that also are wanting that same question answered. But otherwise, in 10 seconds or so, I'll bring the webinar to a close nice and early, so you've got plenty of time to go off and enjoy the sunshine if you're lucky enough to have it out there. So thanks for attending today. I hope you found it useful. Any questions after the webinar? If you've been shy today and you didn't want to ask with everyone present, feel free to email me after the event. I will happily answer. Or there's a survey coming up shortly after the webinar. I'd ask you just to fill that in and let me know any questions in there. I'll answer as well. But otherwise, after the event, you've got my email details. just ping me an email. I'll be happy to help. So thank you all for your time. I hope you have a great Thursday, and I look forward to speaking with you at some time in the near future. Thanks. Bye.